Today I'm contemplating about rejection and abandonment. And it sort of came up for me the other day because I had to connect with someone and I had to bring some undesirable news. There'd been a bit of injustice happening and I felt like I couldn't sit with integrity unless I spoke my truth. And I do that tactfully and gently, but nonetheless, what I noticed came up for me was that I felt like, oh wow, I feel like this person's gonna reject me if I speak the truth. So I watched and I noticed. And then I took a big deep breath and I just allowed and watched, because for me, I've learned on my journey that I'd much rather be rejected or abandoned than sit living in some delusional reality where I'm too afraid to speak the truth. I mean, we've all done that, and I've done that before. I've let things slide, I've ignored red flags, and I've turned a blind eye to things because I didn't want to be rejected or I didn't want to be cast out of the tribe. But what actually happens is virtually everyone does it, and what helps me is to remember that at a really, really deep level, some deep primordial level, we are programmed in our DNA to be afraid of rejection, because a long time ago we would have been in tribes, and if you were rejected from your tribe and cast out of the village, you would have been eaten by a lion or hunted down by another tribe. Or, something really simple and biological, that if an animal rejects its young, it's gonna die, the same as a human being. We're programmed to be afraid of rejection because when we're super young, we depend on it for our survival. Or back in ancient times, we depended on it for our survival, and there's different cultures even today when it really makes a difference. So it's deep, deep, deep in there, and it helps me to remember that. It helps me to remember that actually we do live in a world that if you're rejected from your tribe, for the vast majority of us, that's probably because that tribe doesn't serve you. Or if somebody rejects you, it's probably because that person isn't respecting you or isn't allowing you to be yourself or allowing you to be honest. So in a way, it's a blessing. It's a gift. It's a gift to be rejected, because that means you can walk out, you can go do something else, you can connect with other people, and that's the most important thing. Because when you're honest and when you speak from your heart with integrity and you honor your boundaries and you honor yourself, then you draw different people to you. You draw people who can respect that. You draw people to you who don't manipulate you. And if you get cast out of a tribe, and that actually happened to me, I was cast out of my tribe, and maybe it was just a layover, it was a stopover tribe, it was a tribe for quite a long time, and I felt cast out and I couldn't really be myself. But for me, the most important thing is that I'm myself. So I got to really feel what that feels like, and it was devastating. It was really devastating, and I was in so much fear about it. But when I was out, cast out, what I realised was actually this world isn't that scary after all. And there's other tribes, there's other villages, there's other horizons, there's other meadows, there's other forests. There's so much out there. So, I like to see rejection and abandonment as a blessing, because it means that I'm able to let go of something that doesn't serve me. And for the vast majority of us, that is the case. So if you notice that you're actually acting a little bit inauthentically, or you're not able to speak your truth, then pause and watch and notice. Inhale and just explore that, because it might just be coming from a really deep, deep primordial sort of fear that if you get cast out of the village, you're going to get eaten by a lion. So just a few thoughts on my personal experience and my personal thoughts on rejection and abandonment.